fed my friend's baby because I had no other choice.
Well, what are you feeding it? Carrots, celery, something nice?
Trigger warnings for mentions of lack of consent and postpartum. And OP says, my best friend of 10 years gave birth to her first child about 8 weeks ago. She never wanted kids and she disconnected from her pregnancy and never really connected to the baby after he was born either. She has really bad postpartum depression, so I've been trying to help. However, I gave birth to my second child about 2 weeks after she had her baby, so I'm needed at home with my family. By the way, this comes from AITAH. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Savannah.
And I'm Vincent.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And Opie says, I could tell she was getting stressed, so I offered to take the baby for a day so she could have downtime. She brought him over and we put the babies together. Her son has a really bad digestion problem, so he can't ingest regular formula, only milk or special formula. She doesn't feed, so he takes the special formula. I asked her if she had packed diapers, wipes, a change of clothes, and bottles in his diaper bag, and she said yes. Then she left. For the first 3 hours, everything was fine. The babies chilled out together, we all played, I put on some music and danced around for them. My baby needed a feed, so I fed her, and then about 30 minutes later, best friend's baby needed a feed too. I went to fix him a bottle and realized she hadn't packed his formula. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no!
That is not good. I do think, I don't know. I feel like I would have checked, but also it's not on OP to check.
Yeah. I would have just been like, oh, so everything's in here. And if they said yeah, I would have just agreed.
I would have
I would be
assumed
like, okay.
they were right. When I asked if she had packed bottles, she answered literally, but I never specified if she packed formula as well. I thought it was given. My baby is exclusively on milk right now, and everything I have is frozen, and it takes time for frozen milk to unfreeze. I tried calling her about 4 times, and she kept sending me to voicemail, so I texted her. She had read receipts on, so I knew she saw my text. That's actually wild. To be reading your friend's text saying, hey, your baby doesn't have food, and to not say anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she said she's disconnected from her baby, but still, like, that's...
Yeah.
Yikes.
Not good.
That's like potentially like DHS level.
Yeah, if you're not supplying the food, yeah. I kept trying to call and she just wouldn't answer me. I couldn't go to the store and get a jar of formula because she didn't leave me his car seat and I only had my infant seat. My older child is 7 and doesn't need an infant seat anymore. I don't know my neighbors, and other than my husband, I don't have family in the area. At this point, the baby was crying and screaming so hard I thought he might get sick or hurt. So I sat down and breastfed him myself. I'm completely healthy, just got a flu shot and a clean bill of health from both my OB and my GP, and I have no diseases, so the baby was not at risk for anything. Best friend finally returned 3.5 hours later. I remained calm, but told her that she can't leave her child with someone and not answer when that person calls and texts because it might actually be a serious emergency, and that she also hadn't packed any of the baby's special formula. I told her how badly he got upset and how worried I was, so I fed him myself. She freaked out on me and accused me of some horrible things and then left. She blocked me on social media, something I learned when a mutual friend told me best friend was saying some awful things about me online. I don't know what to do. I can't even talk to her about this. I thought I was doing the right thing, but maybe I was wrong. Am I the a-hole? And we've got an edit. But what do you think?
Hello, my name is Gerald B. Featherbottom III, and I need advice from OK Storytime.
Okay, Gerald, what do you need advice for?
Well, my extremely wealthy biological father has just passed away and left his entire inheritance to charity.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice!
To charity! All I have left is $20 to my name.
Oh, I see. Well, Gerald, you should invest that $20 into a ticket to the OK Storytime live event.
A live event? Whatever do you mean?
May 23rd, live OK Storytime at the Stray Theater in Hollywood. Go to okop.show to get your tickets. They're only $20, and we'll see you there.
And will you get my inheritance back?
You will absolutely not be doing that.
Goody!
May 23rd!
In that situation, no, I don't think you're the a-hole.
No.
Because there was nothing you could have done, and did you want the, like, you cannot just leave a baby. She didn't come home, like, even after you fed the baby, she didn't come home for another 3.5 hours. So imagine, like, you didn't feed the baby, you know, like, babies are on a schedule.
They need to be fed like every couple hours.
Yeah.
So
It's like a 3-hour feeding schedule.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna stop crying. Just get over it. They, like, babies, especially
Yeah.
newborns, like, don't know how to self-soothe yet. So, like, it's really hard to just be like, oh no, I'm just gonna let them cry. Like,
Yeah.
you can't. Especially for another 3.5 hours after.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's the crazy thing is that she still didn't respond 3.5
Yeah.
hours later after OP had managed the crisis.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So I don't think you're the a-hole. I think you honestly kind of saved the day,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Awesome Ashley says you should have called CPS. And and honestly, I bet that friend would have hated that option. So I feel like you helped her out. You did her a favor in not calling CPS, which you could have done.
Yeah. I mean, it is like a weird thing because obviously friends don't share
Babies.
babies like that. But, you know, that's what they had to do, like, in, like, olden days, too.
Yeah, they had like nursemaids and stuff.
Yeah, when they, like, couldn't, you know, if the mom couldn't produce milk or whatever, like, you know, like, the neighbors would take it and feed, like, it's, you know, like, it's not like it's going to, and plus you made sure you're like, I'm healthy, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, like, you had the baby's best interests, and OP doesn't for some reason, and your friend doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah. My big issue with this is that this is a baby which it has a
This is a
pre-existing.
baby. That's my big issue.
Yeah, it's a baby. Well, number one, it's a baby. I'm out. No, but the baby has a pre-existing condition where it has to have special food.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things, like, when you sign on to be a parent, you are signing on to, like, yeah, there might be issues that or pre-existing things that come with me having a kid. And I don't feel like this person really thought it through.
Yeah.
Or understands, like, okay, my kid has a pre-existing thing. I need to now move my entire, like, move whatever I do to have this pre-existing thing in consideration. Like, she has to use this special food. This isn't special food that they can just get anywhere.
Yeah.
So either send that, or I get people get busy, but you can't be mad if the baby needs to eat, no matter what.
Baby ate. Baby got food, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. And here's a question for you. I just don't feel like this person was ready for a kid.
I don't think so.
Well, they never wanted children.
Yeah.
OP, like, said, like, they never wanted children, and then they got pregnant, and now they have really bad postpartum depression, and they're just, like, completely detached from this being, you know, in their mind. It's, like, not theirs. It's, like, just, like, a weird thing that just is hanging around now.
But there is another edit.
Okay, let's get to it.
We're gonna get into it. Edit. I busted. I just wanted to let everyone know, because I could not, due to the character count restrictions, one of our mutual friends already placed a call to CPS a few weeks ago.
Wow.
That's pretty relevant news. We have several friends who are also worried about her, but were unable to come help me when this happened. She gets 2 wellness visits a week at her home from a caseworker, and she's been ordered to seek mental health help. That is great news. I'm brand new at feeding, didn't do it with my older child due to illness, and I'm still learning about everything. I received 3 free sessions with a lactation consultant while in the hospital, and nothing since. And edit 2, when I say in the post I had no one who could come and help me, I mean it. Like, very serious. My husband and I moved to this town right before we got married, and our family is all back on the West Coast. We have a small group of friends, all of whom were either at work or unable to come at that moment. We're a small town. We don't have Uber. Heck, Domino's Pizza doesn't even deliver out here. I don't know my neighbors. I'm not even sure what my closest neighbors' names are. We're farm country. The nearest neighbor is a mile up the road. Even my husband couldn't leave work. And edit 3, I've had some really helpful and uplifting comments, and naturally a troll and a couple armchair MDs, but I've got a 6-7-year-old, a baby eager for her 3 a.m. snack, and a husband who is currently passed out on the floor using a dog toy as a pillow, and I need some sleep, so I'm going to sign off. Thanks to everyone who helped, and I'll come back later on and respond further. A good night. And oh my goodness. Edit 4. I lost my temper on a few folks and have been banned for 7 days, so I can't answer direct questions.
Oh.
That's so funny. I love all these edits. Opie's like, shut up. I did get in trouble. I can't say anything now. Here are a few big updates. Big answers. Where's baby's father? Passed away. Substances. Not a good person. Conception was less than good.
Oh, that's really hard. So she's just all over the place, this girl. I feel bad, but also, they kind of put themselves in the situation, but like you still feel bad because it's part of like it's an addiction.
It doesn't sound like she put herself in this situation if the conception wasn't good.
Yeah.
This sounds like a product of
Yeah.
a potential
Of something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what they were saying with that line.
Understand.
might not have been fully
Now
consensual.
I get it.
Why didn't I express milk or thaw a bag? I've literally answered this question a billion times, both in the post and in the comments, so I'm not answering it anymore. Have I called CPS? No, because CPS is already investigating her. On unrelated issues, however, the mutual friend mentioned in the post told the caseworker, so CPS is aware of all incidents. It does make sense why OP's friend would be having all of these emotions, given the background of, how the baby was conceived.
Yeah, that context really
Yeah.
changes a lot.
Best friend called CPS on me and reported me for the above post, so I'm dealing with that now. And we've got an update. Update, not the a-hole. Yeah, you're not the a-hole. I
Yeah.
think this was just a really bad situation,
Yeah.
unfortunately. 5 weeks later. Well, hello. Since my post, CPS did come and speak to us. I gave the 2 workers who came out a full tour of the house. I let them speak to my older daughter. They interacted with the baby. They played with the dog. They interviewed my husband and myself, and we were given the all clear. I showed them my post and let them read some of the comments. I wasn't disciplined or anything, and they told us that unless they get a call about us again, we'll probably never hear from them again. I mentioned in my post and comments that I had never received proper feeding and lactation help. Well, that changed too. I got a message from a lactation consultant who actually lives an hour away from me. She made the drive 5 straight days to come and coach me, gave me some really great lit and tips, so I'm up to date on feeding now. That's great. My baby is thriving and gorgeous. The dog loves her so much. And by the way, I would love if you listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to the story. Any final thoughts?
I think that OP did the right thing. I don't
Yeah.
think there was anything like she really left you with no choice. And
Yeah.
who wants like a screaming baby in their house, and you're trying to take care of your own baby and your other child. So it's like, there's something has to be done. And I think you did the right thing. And ultimately, like, I don't think there was any other choice you really had.
Yeah, I think your friend is going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
Which is none of your fault and is not kind of dealing with all of these new things that are arising for very obvious reasons. I think you just kind of have to know that you did the right thing and she's lashing out. I think I've been in situations where you try to help someone and they get upset with that help.
Yeah.
And they lash out. But usually in a couple of years, she might come to you and say, you know what, I really appreciate that you did that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you kind of like saved the baby in a way.
yeah.
Like,
But there's a little bit left to the story. As for my former best friend, she saw the post, unblocked me, and called me, and we talked. She got mental help and hired a nanny as well, and seems to be on the road to doing much better. She apologized for everything. See, I was right. And I apologized for my part in it. However, I told her we could never be friends again.
oh.
Maybe I could have forgiven her for that day she left her baby with me, but I could never forgive her for calling CPS on me. I could have lost my kids, so we are no longer in contact, but she's not trash talking about me anymore. Anyway, that's what's been happening since my post. It's been an active month for me. We all had a stomach bug, and the dog was neutered. My husband got a vasectomy, so 2 people were neutered, that he's currently recovering from, and I lost 10 pounds. Thanks for listening.
Wow.
And that is the end. There we go. What an ending to that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good job, OP. I
Yeah.
think you were put in a predicament that, was out of your hands, and I think you handled it correctly.
I agree.
Them calling the CPS on you, that's a cut-offable offense.
Yes.
That's nuts.
No, absolutely agree. But we've got another story coming right up after this.
My friend flirted with me in front of her fiance, so I flirted back with him.
Who's flirting? With who?
I, 25 male, have a friend 29 male who recently told me her fiance 24 male finally proposed to her during their 5-year dating anniversary date.
Wow.
And she said yes.
Wow.
I know this couple because we have a lot of friends in the same friend group and we are also neighbors. By the way, this comes from Wonderful Hair 3549. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Vincent.
And we're here to give some good advice. But, we're going to do it in a really funny manner that's going to knock your socks off.
Sure is.
And, but we don't have all of the answers, though. We're only going to tell you what we would do now and maybe in the future. But let us know what you would do down in the comments. Ain't deal. As OP says. I thought the engagement was kind of weird because during a recent conversation with her, she had expressed how she was slightly unhappy with the monogamy of their current relationship. She wanted to open up their relationship to having spicy sleep with other partners, and he was vehemently opposed to open relationships. Why do they have to put big words in here that just it just messes me up for no reason?
You could just say really.
Yeah, you could have just said really opposed.
They're doing it to
vehemently
test
is a fun word, isn't it?
Vehemently?
No, vehemently.
Vehemently. Yeah,
Vehemently?
no, it's not fun because I can't say it right.
I actually
Is-
have also heard of I can't even say it.
Vehemently aren't those
Vehemently.
the same words though?
Vehemently.
Is it the same? Vehemently and vehemently?
Yeah, it's the same word.
Just
I
pronounced different?
usually hear it pronounced vehemently, but I think it can be pronounced both ways.
I'm going to vehemently
I don't like that way,
do
though.
something to myself.
I like
I'm
it.
going to look it up.
Look
Hold
it up.
on.
She then let me know that as a condition of her accepting the proposal, she told him she'd only stay with him if he let her sleep with other people. That's crazy.
This is bad.
This is just like he wants to be with you, and then you give him the ultimatum like, well, I'm not going to be with you until I can be with someone else.
That is crazy to be like, I'll accept your proposal to be with me forever if I can be with other people.
Yeah. Nah.
Huh?
I hate this so much.
It's not good.
When has this ever worked well
Never.
for anybody?
Never, ever. Unless everyone's on board. That's what I always say. Unless everyone's on board and says, ooh, baby, I want to open it. Then stop. Stop it.
It's just like sanctioned cheating. Like, it's like, I'll agree to your proposal as long as, oh God.
I feel so bad for the guy, picturing him down on one knee asking for her hand in marriage, only for her to say,
I miss Kitty.
her exact words.
Oh, so she's like with other women.
She's like,
It
she
seems
said,
so. It does seem
I
so.
miss the girls in my life. I don't want to be with you. I want to.
I don't know. I don't think they should be together. I think this is a terrible way to start a marriage.
Yeah, I don't really know what you no. He agreed, I guess, but I know that it probably wasn't something he was actually happy with, given prior conversations I have had with him on the topic of monogamy. At the time when she was telling me this, I didn't say anything about how awful that made her sound and kept it to myself. I'm trying to be a more open-minded person, but something about poly relationships has always made me feel a little on edge. I guess if the open relationship is strictly physical, I can see it being okay, but the idea of getting romantically involved with someone other than your partner seems a little weird to me. I also know that she is the sort of person that gets jealous easily, and I cannot imagine her ever being okay with her fiancé sleeping with someone besides her.
So it seems like this is actually her perfect setup. Someone proposes to her, marries her, and is like bound to her, and then she also gets to sleep with other people and they don't.
I don't really understand it. She just seems like she wants to control everything, but like, I don't know, you kind of can't. Like in a marriage, it's, usually between two people. So.
Usually, yes.
But like as a friend on the outside observer side of things, what do? You see this happening
Nothing.
to your friend. Yeah.
Nothing. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Unless they specifically say, hey, what do you think? I am asking you for advice. Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
It's not your relationship.
Yeah.
You can try to offer advice.
Yeah. But the thing is, sometimes people don't want advice.
Exactly. Sometimes, and sometimes even when they ask you, they don't want advice.
Yeah.
Unless
They
she
just
was
wanna, like,
actually
rant.
cheating on him, then I would step in and be like, hey, I'm going to tell him if you don't tell him. But that's not the case right now. So it's not really your relationship to.
A little tea for you.
Tea.
Tea time. He was virgin when they started dating.
Why
she
do you
was
know
not.
all of this?
Just a little
Is OP in love with fiance?
I think so. Ooh, conspiracy theory. I think
Spicy.
so. I think she's trying to like talk down her friend because she's in love with the fiance.
Fast forward to 2 days after the proposal, and my friend is publicly going on dates with multiple of her exes.
Oh.
Oh. Thanks.
So this is like people she's already emotionally
Yeah.
connected with.
Yeah.
And like in public.
Yeah.
With a ring on her finger.
Yeah.
So why are you getting married then?
I don't know.
The thing that stuck out to me was the fact that they were being obviously lovey-dovey, which was not strictly physical, which was her proposed boundary for the open relationship. Again, I didn't say anything because it was none of my business, but I did notice her fiancé was seeming depressed lately, which is not how someone should act after getting recently engaged. Here is where I started getting mad. About 2 weeks after the proposal, I was hanging out with her and her fiancé, and she would not stop flirting with me no matter how much I tried to change the direction of the conversation.
Whoa, wait, your friend is flirting with you now? She's flirting with everyone.
Yeah,
That would be, unless you had a pre-established relationship of like being a little flirty, because you can have like kind of flirty conversations, I think, sometimes with like close friends, especially like I think two women sometimes I think like two men also do that.
Oh,
like, you know, like Keon and Dakota.
You get enough guys in a room and it's like, it's super homoerotic.
Yeah.
Even if nobody is.
It's like joking flirting. So if that was your previously established relationship, I'd be like, okay. But it seems like what you're telling us is she's flirting with you for realsies. And you're like, whoa.
Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
Now it's getting a little weird and hot and heavy.
Too many slices.
We've known each other for about a year, and over that year, I have never once expressed interest in her. I also found it insulting that she was flirting with me specifically because of the "I miss Kitty" comment, because she knows that I am a gender diverse man.
Oh, sorry. I did think I missed that. You're a trans man.
Same.
Yeah, trans man. He's a transformer.
Trans man. Transformer man.
I was uncomfortable with her flirting with me in front of her fiance too, and I could literally see the pain in his eyes. Oh. So I did the only thing I could think of and ignored her advances and flirted with her man instead.
What? Messy.
Fighting fire with fire.
Messy. Everything is going to burn down now.
It was like a switch went off behind her eyes, going from happy and flirty straight to jealousy and anger, and it was scary. She ended up storming off and leaving both of us, at which point I politely excused myself and fled home. Later, she sent me a series of angry texts telling me how incredibly rude and horrible it was of me to flirt with her fiancé while she was there. She was mad, both because I had rejected her and because I had chosen him over her. I reminded her that they had an open relationship and that while I am bi, it is more like a 70-30 split in favor of men. She ended up blocking me. Whoa! By the way, we'll never block you because you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Story Time.
Do it.
There's a little bit left. Do you think OP was in the wrong for doing that?
I think he was like, yes-ish. That's not to say that OP's friend, like his friend, is in the wrong, isn't in the wrong. But I think this is a little too messy, and I think you just don't like your friend. Which, I mean, she's blocked you now, so it doesn't really matter. But I think we should have just kind of taken a step back. We didn't like her behavior.
Yeah, she seems like she's kind of all over the place anyway.
Yeah.
I have a friend like that, and it's like I can only take her in doses. And so I have to like step back sometimes to be like, okay, that was a lot. You know, text me when you're out of that situation because I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot. But back to the story. Honestly, I don't feel guilty about it at all, especially since it seems her fiancé knew I wasn't being serious. I'm starting to get annoyed though because a lot of people in our mutual friend group seem to be taking her side and implying I crossed some sort of line. I don't know what the line is, given the fact that she seems to be allowed to flirt with and sleep with whoever she wants. I was already planning on putting distance between myself and her simply because of how often I felt like she invalidated my gender, but this just fast-forwarded the end of the friendship. So, am I the a-hole for flirting with my friend's fiancé while she was in the room? Or should I have just ignored her advances and slowly distanced myself from the mess that is their relationship?
Yeah, I think Bugbert put it perfectly. That was the worst of all options you could have do.
Yeah.
Like you just decided to pour more gas on the fire.
Agreed.
And you're making more drama instead of just shutting them down. Just be like, please don't talk to me like this. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. The mature thing would be like, hey, I don't like when you flirt with me. Not, I'm going to flirt with your man. And the mature thing is, if you don't like how she talks to you or doesn't affirm your gender, then you either tell her that or you distance. But that's the mature thing. So.
Yeah, see, I don't think you needed to go and flirt in front of her, but I think what you did, yeah, I agree with Petty Potatoes. Like, OP did it to make a point. Like, the whole point was that she wanted, OP wanted his friend to have a taste of her own medicine, basically.
Oh, yeah, and
like, you do this all the time, and now you know how your fiance feels.
And that is interesting that was her response. So, like, she's not cool with her fiance getting the attention she gets from other people. So I see what you did there, OP. I see your thought process, and hopefully that will shed some light on your friends.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do some self-reflection on that.
Katie Paladin says, and she didn't cross the line? No, she did. To be clear, I don't like the friend. We're just talking about OP's choices.
Yeah.
And what the mature ones would be.
Yeah, I disagree with all of OP's friends' choices.
OP's friend sucks.
Yeah, OP's friend, not a good friend, not a good partner, not really good of anything. And then now, OP, I don't think that was the right thing to do. But also, now I guess that taught her a lesson, but those types of people don't get it. She's just like, oh, how dare you? Me. And now she's mad at you and blocked you. So I guess you don't have to deal with her anymore.
She's done. And the story is done.
Yeah, and the story is also done. But we got another one.
Yay. I banned my friend's girlfriend from my wedding. She blew up my phone in response.
Hey, you're not allowed to come. See ya.
Trigger warning, mentions of harmful relationships. So I am a bride-to-be, 24 female, with my partner, 26 male, trying to define our guest list. We're going through who is on the chopping block, and we started with problem guests.
Yeah.
How we define problem guests. May cause drama, start a fight, may need to call the police. Who do you know? I don't know anyone that would start drama, a fight, or need to call the police on them.
I could see starting drama. Like some of my friends don't get along with like my other friends.
Oh.
Well, I mean, now I think we're grown up. This was like all in high school, so I'm sure like now they'd be like fine. But like not calling the police.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that they're just a bunch of villains from like comic books.
Yes.
Like we got Sticky Hands Jim, can't have him sitting next to
Mr.
Blingy,
Frost.
like Bling McGee. He's just got too many diamonds. He's gonna steal it.
Diamonds. We have taken out some of our own people from the friends and family group that would arguably make the day way more stressful. About 6 people. By the way, this comes from Willing Ride 6573. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Savannah.
And I'm Vincent.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, now, most people are getting a +1, but +1s must be an established partner. No situationship or first dates. Now, one of my best friends, 25 male, is in a harmful relationship. He has abandoned so many of his hobbies for this woman. I absolutely despise this woman. I refuse to meet her. The friend group stays there for him, but he keeps going back. We sent out the RSVPs and we did not give him the option of a +1 because I did not want her at my wedding. But I do want him there. He has been with me through so many life events. He asked around and found out he's the only one without the option to bring a +1.
Oh, no. I mean,
You should have got ahead of that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
She'd be like, hey,
Hey, everyone else
letting you
is
know.
going to bring someone in. You can't. I explained my reasoning that only established significant others are allowed. And as he already knows, I hate her. That's so funny. She calls her friend. She's like, hey, it's only established people. And also I freaking hate her guts. So that's actually the real reason. He wants me to give her a chance. Firstly, no. Secondly, even less at my wedding. He says I'm singling him out for not letting him celebrate my day of love while he'll be singled out for not having his love. My partner is on my side. Most of the wedding party is on my side. But for her saying we should have let him fill her name in so he has the option and then refuse since we can veto him. By removing his ability, we took away his agency like his girlfriend is doing. Am I going crazy? Am I in the wrong? If you have questions, I'll answer in the comments because the post is already long and I'm sleep deprived.
it's like, I want to write this post, but now it's getting too much.
I'm
like,
tired.
I gotta go to bed.
And we've got some comments, but what do you think?
Your wedding, you don't have to invite her.
It's your wedding. You can do what you want to. It's your party. You don't have to invite her.
Devil's advocate.
Oh.
Not saying that you invite her.
I hate
but
Vincent.
Hey, I'm here to create conflict.
I hate
He's
him.
creating chaos.
I hate
So,
him. He's
like,
the worst. He's terrible.
What do you want?
Ouch. But okay, but OP said that they inadvertently took away his agency the way his girlfriend does.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can like still give him agency?
What does that even mean?
Basically, he can't make a choice.
What are you doing? Let Vincent talk.
What do you mean? Like agency? Is he part of it? Like an agency?
No, agency means his ability to make a choice and be his own human. You know?
Okay, so his rights.
Yeah, well, his
That's what agency means.
Yeah.
All right, don't call it agency
So is
anymore.
there a way that you can like have him there and also, I don't know, give him? I understand why you don't want her there.
Yeah.
But just like, hey, here's you without her, which is actually you again. You know, because like a lot of times if we separate ourselves from the person who is taking away our agency or that thing that's taking away our agency, Vince is thinking like a mob boss, maybe, where we're able to get back in touch with our true selves. Is there a way that you can do that while still not having her there?
Yeah, figure that out, OP. But we've got relevant comments. Comment 1 says, reporter to law school, mandatory reporting, and they can require therapy for her to continue. Criminal record equals no law license. OP says we've tried that. Unfortunately, he has defended her actions so much to say we're lying about this. There is an investigation, though. It's been about a year and no news. And OP gives an example on bringing someone to the wedding as a first date. OP says we've had issues in the past where at one of my bridesmaids' weddings, a friend brought a first date. She proceeded to pester the catering for a second plate, got wasted, and ruined the live painting. So the entire friend group has had that rule since. LOL.
What? The live painting? Dang. I would love a live painting. Are you kidding me?
You should get one.
Ugh. I didn't know they were a thing.
I see them all the time on TikTok.
I did not know they were a thing until I watched.
What are live paintings?
Just like
you get an artist, you hire an artist to come and they like paint like, you know, some sort of like scene in the wedding. Like you can like ask them like do like the first dance or like, you know, like do this or like, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
like, and they just
do like you at the altar and stuff.
Yeah,
and they just paint throughout the whole reception.
Yeah, they paint the whole entire time, and so like you can like go up and like see like oh like I remember when they were like you know doing this blah 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 and now they're doing this.
This sounds like a court artist's side gig.
Yeah, it does sound like that.
It's exactly what that is.
I would have my friend do it, but the thing is I want her in my wedding, so
it's tough. So the entire friend group has had that rule since. Comment 2 says, if he is your best friend, is there any family of his that you're close to that could come with him? OP says he would have been part of the wedding party if not for him to specify to not put that stress on him. All of his main friends will be there, like the people we go to the bar with bi-monthly. And we've got an update 1 week later. We're going to dive right in and see what OP does. Put in the comments, 1, if you think just don't invite her, or 2, yes, invite her. So after multiple DMs, we've come to a middle ground, kind of. She threw him out of their apartment for considering attending an event without her. He's crashing on either his sister's or cousin's couch. He's in the middle of a crisis because his normal is gone. I personally am hoping she actually leaves him alone this time. Not the first time he's kicked out, but it seems different since other wedding guests heard of the altercation and gave him crap for forcing to play her games. He won't be at the ceremony just due to the nature of the event, but will be at the reception to hang with people. She is still banned. She is also blowing up my phone on how I brainwashed her partner. Okay? She did send a couple of threats and we called the police on her. And there we have it. Our first police call.
Wow.
Now we just need someone to start drama.
She's just crazy. I'd be like, listen, I don't want you at my wedding, and this is the exact reason why.
Yeah.
You were just proving to me. Like, I hate that when you're like, oh, I'm not gonna invite you because of this, and then they do the exact thing that like you told them not to do, and now it's like you are proving my point. This is like this. If you want to like get in on the wedding, be nice. Change your attitude.
Be nice.
Do like something to appease me. But like those types of people can't.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Now I'm going to like ruin everything. And it's like, oh my God.
The distinct lack of self-awareness.
It's exhausting.
It's kind of like, oh, you thought that was bad? I'll show you bad.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, congrats. Now you have a police report.
OP continues. We're sending this to the concerned authorities, given her trying to become a lawyer to make sure she can't practice. By the way, I hope you guys practice listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think you have to invite her, and she's now giving you many other reasons not to invite her, so she's just proving your point. So just, you know, I wish, like, your friend could see it, but also when you're in it, it's hard to see it from the outside. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It stinks that he's being brainwashed, but one day, hopefully, he'll freaking wake up and be like, oh, this girl's cray. I'm gonna go be with someone normal, and then they can both come to another wedding that maybe someone else has.
Agreed. Sorry, I was texting Riley about getting me a bagel.
Oh, wait, I would also like one.
Well, then you need to text him, but we're going to finish this story first. OP says, fingers crossed, everything else goes well. We're going to be there for my friend while he picks himself up. He's finally clicking that she'll make him miss important milestones, and he doesn't want this anymore. I didn't share this in the last post, but he means so much to me because he helped me out of a similar situation before. He did it for me. Now I wanted to do it for him. Thank you to everyone who commented, and we rectified the English versions of the RSVP to be more close to the French ones. We removed ambiguous language suggesting a random person to their significant other. If anything else happens, I'll update again. Knock on wood, nothing prompts me to do so. Opie says he's reconnecting with some family at the moment, and without sounding too selfish, I can't possibly have a new roommate. Oh, I think someone asked, can he move in with you? I can't possibly have a new roommate in the space we live in. We'll reevaluate after the wedding since we'd be moving, but right now we're 5 in the place, 2 couples, 1 single, in a 3-bedroom. The couch is unfortunately not viable, especially since he has his cousin's spare room and he can witness their loving relationship. And that is the end of that story, folks.
I think, did they break up? Is that why he's like looking for a place?
Oh, yeah. No, we already knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
She kicked him out after she found out that he was like maybe going to a wedding without her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which is wild work.
Sorry, I was
Yes.
texting Riley and asked, I said, I want a bagel, and he said, too late. Should
Yeah,
I just
he
quit,
said too
guys?
late.
Is that what you want me to
Oh,
do?
dang.
I don't understand.
He said too late for me too. It was just too late.
Oh.
But that is the end of that story, folks, and we've got another one coming right up.
My friend led me on for months, then chose someone else. Now he wants me back.
You can't have it both ways.
This might be a long post, but I need to get an outside perspective from someone who isn't emotionally invested.
That's me.
I, 33 female, have a friend we'll call Jack.
Ah, shoot, I'm emotionally invested now.
I like the name Jack. 26 male. Fake name for privacy. Well, who I've been friends with since the end of 2022. We met through a mutual friend, became really close, and when things went south between Jack and I and the mutual friend, we were there for each other through every up and down during that time. By the way, this comes from Tiger Princess 11, dumb name. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Vincent.
And I'm gonna
Read this story.
and we are here to give some good advice, freaking goofily, maybe a little angrily. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what I know. They're probably gonna give their opinions. You're gonna give your opinion in the comments, and then we'll all have a freaking good time. All right? Let's do it. As Opie says, over the course of a year, I had developed feelings for him. He told me he felt the same, but at the time, he was in a relationship with someone else and had been for a little less than a year.
Ew. Ew. He told you he had feelings for you while he was in a relationship? Ew.
It's giving player and toxic.
Yuck. Gross.
He led me on for months, telling me he would break up with her for me, and I was dumb enough to believe he'd actually do it. He broke the news to me that he had changed his mind and was staying with his girlfriend. I mean, immature, hate this man.
Why do we even want, like, you're asking him to break up with his girlfriend? He wants, I don't know, he said he would. This is all bad. Don't be with this man. He sucks.
Freaking sucks. I was devastated and told him I understood, but made it very clear that if he chose her over a relationship with me, he'd never have the chance at a relationship with me again. I also wanted to remain friends with him despite the heartbreak and just needed some space to process. I moved on, got into a new relationship, and for a while I was happy. That relationship lasted for a while until I finally broke things off after the guy I was dating became emotionally distant. Meanwhile, Jack moved on and stayed with his girlfriend until their relationship ended in a nasty breakup. Ooh. When he told me about it, I sympathized with him and left it at that. We didn't talk about a relationship, but admittedly, I never fully lost feelings for Jack. I just moved on. Pause. I just realized I never actually like took my medicine this morning. This makes a lot of sense. I just realized that.
What is the medicine for?
Nothing.
What's the medicine for?
Nothing. It's literally for nothing. It's just something that I take for things.
Man. Yeah, I can tell.
She just stands up and runs to her house.
Yeah.
And then comes back.
She runs 30 minutes to her house.
Fast forward to August of 2025, I met a really nice man, oddly enough, on my birthday. I had known him for a couple of years, and we were friendly, but not the best friends. He messaged me through Discord out of the blue and asked how I was doing. And I unloaded everything that day because my birthday was honestly horrible.
Oh, this is sad.
But this man, we'll call him John. Is it not Jack anymore?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, his name changed halfway through. You're right.
Well, he was Jack. We'll call him John now.
Yeah, wait, or is it a different guy?
No, that
No.
was Jack, I think.
So, Jack, let's call him John.
Or is it a different guy?
I've known him for a couple. Wait.
Is it a different guy?
Fast forward. I met a really nice man.
Oh, okay,
no,
John.
this is
John.
different.
Okay, it is.
Met a really nice man, oddly enough, on my birthday. I had known him for a couple of years, and we were friendly, but not the best of friends. He messaged me through Discord out of the blue, asked how I was doing, and I unloaded everything that day because my birthday was honestly horrible. But this man, we'll call him John. Okay, so different
New
guy.
man, John.
Okay.
Made me feel appreciated and validated in a way that no one else had. Over a short time, I realized that whatever I thought I was going to have with Jack was pointless to pursue, and I continued in the talking stage with John. Now, who has now been my boyfriend since September, successfully. John is everything that Jack isn't. Kind.
Single? Well, I guess now he's not single.
For
Available.
one, his name's John and not Jack.
Totally different.
He's kind, he's sweet, and treats me like a frickin' queen.
Pretty sick.
The moment we met in person, I fell more in love with him, and I got over Jack pretty quickly after that. The problem with all of this is that once Jack found out about my relationship, he admitted to me that his feelings for me never went away. Yeah, shut up!
Shut up. I hate people who do this. I hate people who are like, oh, well, now that you're not available, now I'm going to mess it up. Because you know for a fact that he just wants you to break up with this guy, and then he's still not going to break up with his girlfriend. Because he wants to play with you. He wants to play around.
Yeah, this guy sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, he's kept telling me how much he misses me and that he finally wants to be with me. He told me all this previously, right as my now boyfriend and I had been together for a month. I told Jack that while I did have feelings for him, I had moved on and I'm extremely happy in my relationship now.
I hate. If I was with my boyfriend, even for a month, and I found out that he had told someone else that he had feelings for them, but like was with me now, I would be really upset about that.
That's red flag.
That's huge red flag on our piece part.
I know that you can't like just turn off your feelings for that person, but you don't even have to like
You don't
admit
have to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to voice it.
No.
Yeah, like if you've broken up with someone or
Yeah.
something, like, oh yeah, I still hold a torch for them, but that I'm choosing not to keep that torch lit. It's going to burn out eventually.
You tell this to your therapist or your journal.
Or your notes app.
Mm-hmm. Or your notes app with the password on it.
Mm-hmm. Labeled Jack. Jack, not John.
John's like, why do you have a notes password encoded thing that says Jack? She's like, no reason.
Just guess the password. It's Jack must die.
And it says, I still love Jack. It's one sentence. I still love Jack.
Oh, God. I told him I see a future with John and that I was no longer interested in pursuing a relationship with Jack ever again. Ever since I told him this, Jack has been relentlessly pursuing me and trying everything to get me back. But he doesn't seem to understand that I would never trust him romantically again, whether my boyfriend and I are together or not. This man hurt me deeply and it took me a long time to get past it. I told him that his friendship means a lot to me and that I'm very much in love with my boyfriend and I plan to stay with him. Whoa, you're in love after a month? Baby
Yeah,
girl,
that's actually wild. That is a good
Baby
point.
girl, slow down.
I will say, sorry, I burped. I will say after
Ew.
that, excuse me. I will say I know a lot of people who have said I love you within the first month. So it's not like
Yeah.
crazy. And they're still together and doing well. So it's different for everybody. For me, it was like 4 months since starting today. Wait, is that true? December?
I
Wait,
never say it first
it was
because I like when people want me.
oh,
I never
oh,
show emotion.
I said it first. It was actually really cute how I said it.
I know that story, and it is really
it's
cute.
really cute.
Anyway, now back to Jack. Jack and John went up the hill. No matter what I say, I just can't get through to him. I've told my boyfriend about all of this and showed him our conversations,
Good.
but he's so secure in our relationship and knows I'd never betray him. He told me to do what I think is best. If I want to end the friendship, then he's okay with it, and if not, he's okay with that too. My boyfriend and I have a very healthy and happy relationship, but Jack just won't let go of the idea of being with me. One thing to note is that my boyfriend and I are long distance and we live 14 hours away from each other. Yes, we've been together in person before and he plans to visit several more times. We've discussed that the physical distance won't be permanent, but Jack keeps using it against me, pointing out that he's only 30 to 45 minutes away.
He's like, John's like 12 to 14 hours away. I'm like a bus ride, a long bus ride away. You could just come down over here.
Like 14 hours, that's a flight away.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
That is a flight.
14-hour drive?
I can drive that.
Well, if
They're
you
in
drive
different
anywhere
states.
14 hours, you could probably fly
Yeah,
there
that's what I'm
for,
wondering.
yeah, a half an hour.
I'm assuming it's not a 14. I'm assuming he doesn't live in like Japan. However, OP, the solution is really easy here. Block Jack. Just block him.
Yeah.
He sucks.
You're not getting anything out of it.
No.
I mean, what you are getting out of it is like negativity and doubt and guilt.
A headache.
Yeah.
A headache. Literally a headache.
At a certain point, it does feel like she just kind of wants a little bit of that attention.
Yeah, it does seem like she's like, I don't, like, what should I do? And it's like, you know what to do.
So
Yeah.
you're saying OP feels like a hot commodity.
Yeah, I am saying that.
Jack and I live in the same state, and he uses that as a way to tell me that he's better than my boyfriend because he's closer. Oh, well, if that's the case, I guess I should marry my next door neighbor.
Yep. Everyone should marry their next door neighbor. I don't care if they're older. You gotta marry them.
I don't care if they're married.
I live next to like a old man. It's my husband.
I don't even know who I live next to. I know they called the towing company on me, though.
You live next to your future partner.
You should introduce yourself.
Yeah,
you
and
should
say,
bring
hey,
cookies.
you're the one who towed my car.
Hey, you tow my car? These cookies have laxatives in them.
See, I saw two people out with a kid like 2 days ago. So I
Ask
think it's
them
a
if they
little
need a
happily
babysitter.
married little couple. And now it's about to be a throuple because of me.
Yeah, ask them if they need a babysitter, and then
Yeah.
you can get your money back for when they towed
Oh, genius.
Wait.
Genius. Just never tell them
Oh.
that was your car.
All right. Well, it wasn't even them. It was the people across the street.
okay.
So anyway, I can't keep going to my boyfriend about this when I keep getting the same answers from him. My boyfriend isn't jealous and doesn't demand I stop being friends with Jack.
You're still friends with Jack?
Yeah, I just think, OP, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, stop putting yourself in the situation. Like,
You're the
you
a-hole.
know, yeah, you're like starting to like become the a-hole in my eyes.
You're already the a-hole in my eyes.
Because it's like, dude, you're gonna ruin this good thing that you have.
Yeah.
Because you like keep talking to this guy who's
Mhm.
just like trying to convince you to not be with your boyfriend. Like, what?
Yeah. Icky.
Yeah, whatever. I don't expect any of that from him, but if John told me to cut Jack off, I would, if the friendship was making him uncomfortable. John is an angel and the best boyfriend I've ever had. Tonight, Jack kept persisting heavily, pushing me to end my relationship and be with him, and to be honest, it was the last straw for me and I just snapped. I reminded him that he had the opportunity to be with me, and now that I'm happy and in a good relationship, he suddenly wants to try so hard. I then told him that his efforts mean nothing to me and to stop trying to be with me. Jack ended up feeling sorry for himself and tried to manipulate me into feeling sorry for him, but I immediately shut him down, just like I've shut down all his other attempts to get me back. Am I the a-hole for saying what I said? No!
You're the a-hole for still talking to
Yeah.
him. You're the a-hole for saying something to him. That's what you're
Literally.
the a-hole for.
Was I too harsh? No!
You're not harsh enough.
He's a freaking baby. This whole thing has been weighing on me, but I'm too nice of a person to cut him off. I'm just tired of the boundary crossing, the way he talks poorly about my boyfriend, the flirting, and carrying the weight of his guilt and regret.
Stop talking to me. Stop it. Literally stop. Because I don't want to hear anything about how you're too nice of a person because you're a bad girlfriend right now. You're being a bad girlfriend by not blocking this man.
Yeah.
He's not your friend. He doesn't want to be friends with you. He wants to be your boyfriend, and not even that. He wants to like sleep with you.
And you already have one.
You already got one of those.
That's great to you.
I
so
think
why
the key,
are you ruining that?
I think the key thing here is when OP said that I'm too good of a person.
Yeah.
It's that idea of, oh, I need to be a good person. You don't need to be good to this guy.
No.
He wasn't good to you.
Yeah.
Also, you're a better person if you stand on business and be like, no, I'm with somebody. Bye.
Yeah. You're not I think the distinction is that you're being I will kind of disagree with Shawnee OP only in this in the phrasing. I think that OP is being a nice person and not a good person. Because there's like superficial niceties of, oh, well, I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm just not going to say anything or do anything I think is a little mean. But a good person says, oh, well, this is disrespectful to my current relationship. I need to make this boundary and block him.
It's like that. Would you rather like always speak your mind or never speak at all?
Mm-hmm.
And I would never speak at all. No one's going to get mad at me if I don't talk.
Yeah, you never stop talking.
I'm going.
The girls are fighting.
I cannot.
I love picking on you.
Whatever.
You guys are
Fun.
both picking at each other today.
It's great.
I'm
It's great.
going to pick something up and throw it at you.
You gotta pick your nose? Is that what you said?
And I'll do that. And
Savannah,
flick
why are
it
you
at
picking your nose? Ew, gross.
I'll literally do that right now and flick it at you.
Ew. What happened next?
I'm starting to feel like there's no other way out of this because words just aren't working anymore. I don't know what to do. Any advice is appreciated. By the way, I would appreciate it if you could listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Storytime.
I only have one thing to say, Savannah.
What?
Block him.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it.
This girl, you're just going in circles. Like, how many times do you have to go in circles until you're finally done? Like,
it's like when you're orbiting the Earth, but you keep missing your landing. You're like, shoot. I missed it again. No. The point is back on Earth. Go back to Earth. Vincent, can you hit that back to reality? I need that for her.
You back
It's in the
to-
animations.
Yeah, put that on.
This is
now.
for you, OP. This is for you.
Right
Now. And editor, give Vincent another point because he just learned something
Yep.
new.
Ding.
2.
That was 3,
We're
I
at 3
think.
now.
I'm at 3. 2 more, and I get.
Level up.
He gets a big old head.
What happened?
He gets a big old head. All right, there is an edit here. Hopefully, you are done with this man. I forgot to mention that with advice from other people on this post, I'll take a lot of it into consideration and post an update in a couple of days after I think of what to tell Jack about everything. At this point, I'm pretty sure I know what to say, but the comments so far have been really helpful and have given me a lot of insight, so thank you. And there's a second edit. I've sent a message to him explaining my boundaries and what I expect going forward. I'm only giving him one chance to stop with the constant boundary stomping before I completely cut him off. I'm hoping this final clear message will finally get through to him and make him stop. But if not, then there's nothing more I can say. I'm all about giving chances, but after so many comments on here, I've gotten a lot of insight that has made me see things for what they are. And sadly, I didn't see things clearly enough before.
Yeah, you need glasses, OP.
I mean, please. For anyone wondering, I've kept my boyfriend updated on all of this, and he's been supporting me the whole way. Honestly, I am an angel of a man. And there is no update.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do have an angel of a man because you are being devilish.
Yeah, this is like annoying when you're in a relationship and you keep talking about how another guy is flirting with you constantly.
God,
Like,
oh my God.
who wants to be in a
Oh my
relationship with
God,
that?
I'm just imagining if my boyfriend came to me and was like, yeah, this girl, like, who I had this previous kind of fling with while she was in another relationship, keeps flirting with me. And I keep trying to set that boundary, but she ignores it and keeps flirting with me. But like,
Yeah.
babe, I'm trying anyway. I'm still talking to her.
Yeah, babe, she just wants me so bad, but I'm
I keep
choosing
telling
you
her that
each
I'm
time.
in a relationship, but like,
I'd be like, why?
she doesn't stop.
Why are you talking to her?
Yeah. So, OP, grow up, grow a pair, and get rid of this guy.
Yeah,
Agreed.
you've given him
Not
too
John,
many
but Jack.
chances. Yeah, you've given him too many chances. Just cut him off. You don't need to be like,
Yeah.
these are my boundaries.
These are my
Respect them.
I
No,
don't care
no,
about that.
you're gone. Bye.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
But that's the end of that story, folks, and we've got some comments. These comments come from the video, My Ex Passed Away Giving Birth, The Baby's Mine. And this was posted March 28th, 2026. TLDR comes from story 1. OP just found out he is a father, but the mom of his baby passed away during childbirth. He and his ex had broken up because he moved across the country to help his family after his own dad passed. And she never told him she was pregnant because she didn't want to add his stress. Now that he's back, her family reached out to let him know he has a 2-month-old son. OP hasn't even met the baby yet, is still grieving both his dad and his ex, and has no idea how to handle any of it. He's asking for advice on what to do next. If you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video. And we've got some comments from that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Imagine just like getting a phone call. Well, I guess it's for you ladies, it would be a little bit different. You would know if there was a baby.
Yeah. They're like, we have a phone call. You're pregnant.
Oh,
I'm like, wait, what?
I'm imagining just like getting a phone call. Just like, oh, hey, you got a kid.
Yeah. I remember that story. Comment 1 comes from May7, who says, imagine finding out that your partner that you only broke up with because of distance passed away and no one told you and you had to miss their funeral and everything. I remember the story and being like pretty upset with the choices that the family made to wait until the funeral or to wait until after the funeral. I think it was like either a couple months or a year into after the birth of the kid, it was pretty awful, I think. Lorraine Williams says, DNA named in the dad, therefore he has the right to the child, even if his name is not on the birth certificate. He can also get his name on the certificate. Comment 3 from Victory Felix says, the OP noted that his ex had planned to inform him he'd had a kid when he returned. And her parents would have had to deal not only with their daughter's passing, but also everything involving the certificate, burial, etc. This on top of dealing with their grandson. I'd had to deal with the passing and aftermath of one of my stepdads and mother, so I understand how overwhelming the process can be. So they may not have had his contact details, and they may well have been acting according to their daughter's expressed wishes. Cut them some slack as they're grieving for their daughter. I think that is really fair. And I think if there was difficulty in getting contact with them, honestly, that would be the only reason I would say kind of that they're somewhat in the clear. However, I think I just really feel for OP in this situation of finding out like a year later.
Yeah, like what do you do?
Yeah.
Now your entire life is different.
Yeah.
You have a child now.
Yeah, what sort of support system do you have? It takes a village to raise a kid.
LPS Summer Lover says first 2 months are not just important, but also the newborn stage. He missed out on bonding with his son while he was newborn. I would be pressing charges against the parents and seeing what I could do legally since girlfriend kept the baby a secret. Yeah, it's just a really, really hard situation. But
I do understand, like, if the family, if they didn't know who like, I don't know how long paternity tests work or how long that takes. I do understand them, like, not telling them until they got results. That would be my only thing where I'm like, okay, I understand why you didn't say anything.
There's only a couple of reasons. But if you want to learn more about that story, go check out that video. Otherwise, that's the end of those comments and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one.
My wife spent the night at a hotel with her ex and lied to me about it.
Well, they couldn't be doing anything wrong in there.
Not in a hotel.
People catch up in a hotel.
They're just resting. We've been together for 9 years, and I've got about 2 adult children, as well as my partner's 2 children from her previous marriage, who live with us 100%. Their father isn't present in their lives and probably never will be. By the way, this comes from Imaginary Friend 996, and if you want to submit your own stories, just go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. Who knows, we might just read it for ya. They call me dad and consider me their father, and I love them just as much as if they were my own kids. Having been through a messy separation which affected my relationship with my biological kids, having these 2 stepkids was completely unexpected and has been one of the best things that ever happened to me. Their mother and I both came from deeply flawed relationships, and we just clicked when we met. And I can honestly say that it's been the most perfect relationship. And until now, I literally could not think of anything about it that wasn't perfect. Yes, we've had our ups and downs and trials and tribulations, but we have always deeply valued our relationship and approached it with complete honesty, openness, and lack of judgment. We are 100% committed to each other, and both of us have never expressed a desire to step outside of our relationship, but we always agreed that if we ever did, we'd discuss it with each other first. Looks like that's not what happened here.
Yeah, you can say things, but doing them is different.
Exactly. We both had to fight each other to make our relationship happen because of circumstances at the time that aren't relevant to this. Just that it wasn't something that fell into our laps. We had to work hard to make it happen. We have never willingly or knowingly kept anything from each other, including our past relationships and hookups. We understand these things happened before we met, and both of us have never felt threatened by them. My partner was pretty adventurous when they were younger, and they've remained in contact with some of those guys, and I honestly never had an issue with it. She's always been upfront to me, and she's the sort of person who makes friends with guys as easily as she does with girls. So she's from another country, and her parents and family still live there. Every few years, she goes back to visit her parents for a few weeks. Before they fell into eternal sleep, mine lived only a few hours away, so I always encouraged her to visit hers when she could. She has many friends back there too, and I know she misses them very much, and it's almost impossible for any of them to visit us because of the expense. Basically, we live in a wealthy country and they don't. For various reasons, the kids can't travel, and it's simply not an option. So I play single parent for a few weeks, and it works well for all of us. A bit more work for me, but nothing too dramatic, and I've been happy to do it because I loved her so much that it never seemed a chore.
So we got a loving little relationship going here. That makes it worse.
So before this trip, she spoke to one of her old hookups, whom she speaks to every few months. They haven't screwed for over 20 years, so the relationship has been platonic, and he knows all about me and knows that she's settled and happy and no longer on the market, so to speak. She's told him as much. Turns out he was planning on visiting home, same country as she's from, and he now lives on the other side of the world. And it was literally a coincidence and not something either of them planned. She asked if I'd be okay with her meeting up with him, and I said, yeah. I was okay with that, and also said that sleeping with him was something that would be totally unacceptable to me. She said she didn't even enjoy it much the time she did sleep with him, and she just liked his company and friendship. I also stressed to her that she owed it to the guy to let him know that she wouldn't be sleeping with him because it would be extremely unfair for him to have any expectations, and she should give him that courtesy and respect. She did explain that to him, at least she told me she did. He was also staying at a luxury hotel as he's extremely wealthy, and this also played on my insecurities. He had offered for her to stay there, which she refused. She'd just meet him for dinner. Meet him at the hotel for dinner.
Angie, what happens after dinner?
Lots of cuddling in a hotel room. I'll admit I was a little uneasy about this, but we'd built our relationship on trust and giving each other freedom to exist without requiring permission from each other. I see where this is going.
If you had a guy friend and he wanted to catch up with you over dinner, Applebee's, Chili's, we ain't going to no 4-star Michelin restaurant.
You gotta dress up. There's a dress code.
Like, if you got to put on a dress, you got to go somewhere else. I don't know. Just me, if Angie was going out, I would be like, hey, you're going out with a dude and wearing a dress. How about, like, you guys catch up at Applebee's or like a diner, Waffle House? That'd be great.
I think I'm not a fan of like having definite like things like that, like overall terms of agreement, you know what I mean? But I do think that it would be weird. I don't think I would choose to do that, especially if this was someone that I hooked up with and stayed friends with.
Yeah, because the vibe of wearing something nice, going to somewhere nice is sort of romantic, but like going in and out. It's like a nice like catch up.
But I do see what you're saying. This is uncomfortable. We're together because we chose to be together. However, I was also feeling that I would never do anything that would make her uneasy or suspicious of me. I felt that she would have to know that agreeing to meet this guy under these circumstances would make me feel uneasy. She asked about this and I said I trusted her, which I honestly did. But at the same time, I'd never subject her to the same treatment. I'd politely turn down my ex and say, sorry, but I don't think it would be appropriate for us to meet up like this, which is a great response. Yeah. After the strictness and control of her previous marriage and seeing her blossom and grow when she was given her chance to be herself, I never wanted to be the type of partner to put conditions and restrictions on her. I said quite clearly, no effing. I simply won't tolerate that. Also, she didn't have to tell me any of her plans because I'd be none the wiser. She could just as easily have organized this behind my back, but she didn't. She let me know. I'll give her credit for that. Fast forward to last night. Her messages and phone calls during the previous day had been more brief, less frequent, and just different. I knew that she was meeting the guy around these few days because they're at the end of the trip, but although she'd been very specific about her timetable up until now, she hadn't been the past few days. It just felt different, but I didn't think much about it until later. She often gets busy towards the end of her trips home as she tidies up last-minute commitments and chores. So the both of us share our location on Google Maps. As busy parents, we've always done it because we can just see where the other is at. It's never been a control or suspicion thing, just a convenience and safety thing. When she's back home, her internet is patchy, and she often disables data due to the expense and just uses free Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi at her parents' place. Before going to bed, I always send a goodnight message, and she nearly always returns it, but sometimes she's busy and doesn't. All good. Because she'd been less informative the past few days, I checked her location and could see she was at the luxury hotel the guy was planning to stay at. Okay, I thought, so she's catching up with him, that's fine, and I went to sleep. There's a few hours time difference, so she's a few hours behind me. In the morning, I get up and there's no goodnight message. Unusual. She nearly always sends one before she goes to sleep. Check the location. Is she home safe? Effing what? She's still there at the hotel. Check during the day. She's still there till 10 a.m. her time. I finally see her dot on the road back to her parents' place, and I could see it moving. Wait for the good morning message, get something later in the day, which was not her usual style. Had a very busy and stressful day because of other crap going on. Finally get home and message her to call me. She does, and I tell her about my day. Ask how her day is, what she's been up to. She said that she had met one of her friends, but didn't mention the guy. So I asked, have you met XYZ, the guy, yet? And she responds, oh yeah, a couple of times, a bit vaguely.
A couple of times? They did it a couple of times?
I said I'd seen her location at the hotel all night, and she said, no. And I said, don't lie, I saw it. And she said something about her internet being patchy, and I repeated, I saw you at the hotel all night. And she says, we'll talk about it when I get home. Wow. So she admits it, but she swore she never slept with him. She said that she had too many drinks and wasn't okay to go home. That's BS because she has access to her personal driver that she uses when she goes back home. I said it wasn't that fact. It was that she straight up lied to my face. We never lied to each other. I would never lie to her, and she had never lied to me that I know of. It was the lie that got me. Honestly, I didn't really care if she slept with him at that point. The lie was like the knife through my heart, and I'm just shaking writing this. I said I was too angry to talk to her, so I hung up. She called straight back, and I dropped the call, then messaged that I was too angry to speak, and I would not be answering her calls or reading her messages. Then I had to make dinner, clean, and put the kids to bed. I'm about to post this, and I probably won't be checking back for another 10 to 12 hours. I'm just so hurt and sad and can't believe we had such a great thing going between us, and she would do this for what? Oh boy. Don't worry about me doing anything harmful. I'm angry, but I'm also in control. I'm upset, but I'll be okay, and I have good people to support me if I need it. I just don't know if I can go on with this relationship knowing the trust has completely evaporated, and I feel I can never trust her word again. If the worst does happen, I can guarantee my stepkids will still be my number one priority. I love them like my own, and I will fight for what is best for them. I'm going to message her now and say that I'm still hurt and angry, but if she calls, I will pick up. I'll see what she has to say. Sorry for the long post, but it's been necessary for me to put into words, and indeed, it has made me feel better. I'll try to answer any questions tomorrow, and there are some questions, but what are your thoughts so far?
You know, it sucks to have the betrayal of trust after 9 years. Everything's good for 9 years. Hey, don't do this one thing. It has to hurt.
After he specifically asked her not to, she still did it.
I'd be hurt. I'd be heartbroken.
I think he went about it in a good way, though. I was thinking about it more, and like the stuff with like the restaurant and stuff. It's like that. It's like, yeah, that would be so weird and uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, cheater's gonna cheat. You can't like put rules on people, so you can just do the best you can. Say like, hey, just I know you guys hooked up in the past. I know it's in the past, but just want to say is I don't want you to do it again. But that's all he can do.
That's all he can do and hope and pray for.
Yep. And then she exposed her true self. But there are some questions. So actually, this is OP asking the question. She arrives back home in a few days, and I honestly don't know what to do. And before you say lawyer up, forget it. We both have detailed agreements, like a prenup, that sets out what's what in the event of a breakup. We've both been stung before, so we did this to protect ourselves if ever the need arise. Never thought I'd be using it. We will be amicable if it comes to that. How do I come back from this? How do I trust her with anything she says or does in the future? And there is an update, but do you have a quick answer for that? How does he trust her? I don't know if he would.
I mean, good thing you have a prenup set in place. You won't be in a rough spot. It just baffles me that after 9 years,
She would waste it all away.
it's like burning $1 million.
That's hard. But maybe you come back from this by finding someone who won't cheat on you. Someone who's actually really good for you. But there is an update. Many of you requested an update, and I always intended to give one, just hard to find the time to do it. Also, I needed to be in the correct emotional space and state to give it. You may be disappointed that my update doesn't contain as much detail nor answer some questions that you might have expected. The main reason is that it's hard to put all that's happened and all that we've discussed into the right words, and I don't have the time and patience to type out a novel. I do promise that there will be at least one more update over the next few months. I don't want this post to be a blow-by-blow account of what we spoke about, what she said, what I said. That's entirely between us, and my point here is to not explain or justify either of our actions, but more to show how we got to the point where we feel our relationship has a future and we can see our way towards being in a place where we are both happy to be in. I first wanted to make one thing clear because it was mentioned by a few of you. Although her children are my stepchildren, I love them as much as if they were my own. I can say that because I do have my own biological children, and other step-parents will understand what I mean when I say this. I've never doubted her intentions when it comes to our kids. She was never looking to me to become a father or babysitter to them. Of this, I have zero doubts. My relationship with them was something that was driven by the kids themselves and me. She never expected me to become a father, but it happened anyway, and for that, I'm truly grateful. It's been one of the best things that's happened to me outside of having my own biological children. And as you can see from the original post response, there will be a definite theme going on here. At the time, I found the replies harder to deal with, and I didn't go back to my post or until today. However, there was one that stuck out from Disney Buckeye. I know I'll get downvoted into oblivion, but I think you should hear her out. I'm not saying to forgive her right now or to try to fix things. I'm saying give her the opportunity, once you've calmed down, for her to tell you what happened. Maybe she drank too much and got a separate room in the hotel. I don't blame you for being angry. I would be too. All I'm suggesting is that you get all the information before you decide how to move forward. It may end up being incomplete information rather than an outright lie. This was great advice, and this is pretty much what we did. After the initial shock and anger,
I will say this story feels different. It went from great loving relationship. Everything was good. Opie didn't mention anything bad that was happening. Like, just don't do this, just don't do this. And she went off and she does that. It just doesn't feel like it's real. Maybe it's like in my head, like, oh, this actually didn't happen. It just doesn't seem like a possibility because everything was fine afterwards. It just feels like a train wreck happened. It just doesn't feel real whatsoever.
I feel like a lot of times in cheating stories, we hear a lot of like the back and forth of like, oh, she was like begging, like crying, like, no, please, like, I really didn't mean it. All this like BS stuff. But then they're like, no, because blah, blah, blah. But we haven't really heard a lot of the dialogue. Maybe that's what it's missing. Because I get what you're saying. OP reacts to the comment saying, this was great advice, and this is pretty much what we did. After the initial shock and anger, we did have a couple of calls where we were able to speak at length to each other and get a better idea of where we were both at. This gave us the best opportunity to take the emotion out of the situation, and we agreed we'd talk face to face once she got home. The one thing that was abundantly clear during these first few talks was just how precious and important our relationship is to both of us and how deeply we care about each other. We've spent a lot of time over the past week trying to understand what happened and how we deal with it. Our first rule was complete honesty. The second was no blame or defense of what was said and done. Just an acceptance that things in the past cannot be changed, but the important thing for us was to understand the decisions that were made and why they were made. Then how we were going to measure what progress and success was going to look like to us. To summarize, while she did spend the night at the hotel, she didn't have spicy sleep with the guy, and she does just see him as a friend, and she has no interest in him as a spicy sleep partner. If he was a female, then we wouldn't have been having this conversation, then we wouldn't be having this issue, and he's male, so the perceptions and potentials are obviously different. I am very confident of this, and I have more than just feel to back this up, but I won't be divulging further details here. There were facts I wasn't aware of when this first blew up, and some of those facts I was able to verify without my wife's knowledge, so her accounts do match with other information that she didn't know I have. She is aware of that now, however. I still trust my wife, and I do believe her. However, the absolute trust I once had is no longer there, and we both have to accept that it may never come back. However, we are both committed to our relationship, and we are willing to do whatever we can do to make it work from here. What's important for me to convey here is that the outstanding trust issues are not around spicy sleep or intimacy between her and this guy. It's around how she communicates with me and having her see things from my perspective rather than just her own. In her mind, she knew that she had done nothing wrong at the time, and I believe this. However, she failed to completely see and understand my perspective on the situation. This is a reoccurring issue with us, and it's caused us problems in the past. She now has a better understanding of just how serious this can be and its potential to jeopardize our relationship. This has been the focus of most of the discussions we've had in the past 2 weeks.
So he has confirmed that she didn't cheat on him.
Do you trust that?
This reminds me of the movie I watched called The Little Things. Basically, there was like this, and there was a lot of evidence detailing that he wasn't guilty. Then there was a lot of evidence showing, how do you know this? You wouldn't know this unless, one, you're a police officer, or two, you're the guy that did it. So it was like both sides, like he just wasn't like sold on it. So it feels like that, because on one hand, we have, she met the guy, she didn't text goodnight, that was out of character with her, and she woke up in the hotel room. But on the other hand, she didn't do it because we have like confirmation that on other accounts that she didn't cheat on him, not her type, and he has more than just a feeling that he didn't cheat because of his trust. I need more evidence that she didn't hear, you know?
I feel the same way. It's like, I'm sure OP has reasons and things in the conversations that like make him feel like she didn't cheat on him. But like, since we're not getting that, I'm like, I don't buy it. I don't know, man. Yeah. But maybe there are things. And maybe it truly is just her like not understanding the weight of like what she's doing and saying. Can
you get into it? I know you don't want to, but could you get into it so I understand more?
But there is still more. The triggering issue was that she lied to me about being at the hotel, but there was a legitimate reason for that, which has to do with her parents and not me. This is a complex issue, but it arises from the patriarchal nature of her culture and her relationship with her parents. The issue was that I interpreted what she was saying in front of them as a lie from her to me, whereas it was actually a lie from her to her parent. There is a lot going on here, but I'm not going to go into further detail. Much of it is delicate and private and doesn't directly relate to the relationship between my partner and me. Unfortunately, that initial lie set off a chain of assumptions in my head, which led to the whole situation unraveling for me. She now understands this and how decisions she made greatly upset me and threatened the future of our relationship. However, I'm glad I didn't make any rash and irreversible decisions until we both had a chance to sit together and discuss it. Despite those several days being painful and distressing for both of us, it's also made us think about what our relationship means to us, and it's lead to much more open and honest and frank discussions with each other. I would never have asked for this to have happened, but now that it has, it's going to help strengthen our relationship going forward. By the way, the truth is that we always have full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and just search OK Storytime, and we got you. But there is a little bit more. Should we just roll right into it, or do you have any final thoughts?
OP seems confident he didn't cheat. Should we support OP in that, or should we fight it? That's the internal struggle I'm having here.
Because it's the kind of thing, it's like OP at first didn't have trust for the wife. Now we don't have trust for OP. I don't trust the wife or OP, and now I don't know what to do. I don't trust anyone anymore.
Because OP in full confidence, like, she did not cheat.
I'm sure he's got reasons.
Share them.
Expose all of your privacy. We need it. But there is a little bit more. There will be many of you reading this update and thinking, dude, you're fooling yourself. She definitely effed him and you're in complete denial. There will also be many of you who will understand us and know that relationships can be nuanced, complex, unique, and everyone's experience is going to be different. I had never had a reason to not trust my wife the entire time I've been with her, and I treasure and cherish her, and she feels the same way about me. You don't just go from that to packing your bags and moving out. Relationships are hard work, But the good ones are worth every ounce of effort and energy we put into them. Trust each other and fight for your relationships, and don't be too quick to give up on them. I'll hopefully update you in a couple of months, and for now, I'm extremely optimistic about our future. And that's coming from a serial pessimist. And that's the end of that story.
Dang.
This feels like very vague.
Very vague. They do know how to fight for their relationship. That's one of the things they said in the beginning.
They started out fighting. They're not going to go down without a fight.
They will not.
If he's happy and she's happy, and if they can work through it, then I'm happy for them. And if this is all a lie, man, that's rough, buddy.
My husband's work wife keeps degrading me, and he's not defending my honor.
You're not going to battle in the war of the wives? How dare you?
I'm a beautician, female 35, married to an engineer, male 34. He is very intelligent, and I am always proud of him. He has a colleague who is also very intelligent, 31 female, obviously that he is close to. Before the events that led me to this moment of seeking help online, I never had any reason to be uncomfortable about his relationship with her. I always felt secure in our relationship. We're both independent people who would just leave if we weren't happy together. We have been together for 5 years, married for 1.5. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, please go to OK Storytime subreddit. So my husband and I were on a 3-day trip with my husband's work colleagues, a tradition at his work every autumn. We came home yesterday morning. I had a bad taste in my mouth after his trip. And it felt like me, the colleague's partner, male 35-ish, were the third and fourth wheel to my husband and his colleague during the entire trip. During dinner, the second night, I was sitting silently playing with my food after almost 2 days of being ignored. The partner was also silent at first, but we started talking a bit, asking each other generic questions. The colleague, who was in a very loud argument with my husband, more of a back and forth teasing, suddenly turned around and asked what we two, partner and me, were up to talking quietly. Her partner said that we were just getting to know each other since they, husband and colleague, were too busy talking about things we knew nothing about. The colleague laughed and said, "What could we discuss with you? Makeup and Kim Kardashian?" She nodded towards me. "We have more intelligent things to discuss." I was dumbfounded. She's a beautician.
I forgot about that. Guess how much money Kim Kardashian spends on her makeup? Huh?
I was dumbfounded. I guess because I'm a beautician, I can only discuss Kim Kardashian? I mean, any outsider to any profession would be dumb listening to two people discussing work-related subjects. They could have been as ignorant if I was talking to my coworkers about our job. My husband just laughed and the partner said, "That's rude." I said nothing because I had distaste for the whole situation. On the last day of the trip, I spent most of my time with the partner. I ignored the other two. Yesterday evening, the partner DM'd me and wanted to talk about our significant others. He said that he has been feeling uncomfortable about his girlfriend's relationship with my husband, and he went through her messages. He sent me screenshots where my husband and his colleague are basically calling me stupid and shallow and laughing about it. Well, mostly the colleague saying mean things and my husband laughing and adding in. Sometimes he would say something like, "No, I love her," about me, and she would answer, "You only like banging hot dumb chicks," and they laugh.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, at least Opie's hot. That's what I got out of that. Like, oh, I'm hot. You know, because they're always going to come after you, but that one, I would be like, oh.
If it was a random comment by a stranger, then you could take it that way. But this is your husband. Can't think that your wife's dumb. She's not dumb.
When the texts aren't about my stupidity, they talk about work. And in one of them, my husband wrote, "I love your brain," to her.
I think it could be coming up in a context of like, great, we're going to do this teamwork. We're going to problem solve. I love how your brain works. Perfect. Moving on. Boom, boom, boom.
Nah, it was like, "I love your brain."
I want to make out with your brain.
I started crying when I saw the screenshots. Never have I ever felt so self-conscious about my brains or profession. I love my job, and I thought my husband loved it too, or at least didn't have this disdain for it. I've been my own boss for over 10 years, and I make closer to 6 figures. I never thought of myself as a dumb person. I like to think that I'm fairly well informed, and I have passion for history, languages, cultures, etc. But yes, I'm not an engineer working on some design for artificial hearts.
That is impressive, but hey, that doesn't mean that like something in beauty is less like impressive. That's so annoying. I think that's a common misperception that a lot of people who are like maybe in STEM stuff, they think negatively about like more art stuff. It's like, dude, it takes so much brains. Like you could still be smart and apply that to art and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, I see that OP is an entrepreneur and her husband's a technician.
She is a business woman, also needs big brains.
Still, the text complimenting the colleague hurt me more than the ones making fun of me. I don't know why. I think my husband and his colleagues are out of line at best and, well, probably screwing. I still don't know what to do. The last thing I want to be is the insecure wife. If he isn't happy with me, why is he here? We have some comments. I think his work wife is very jealous of you. She's constantly putting you down to make herself look and feel better. She sounds very insecure. She was very quick to notice that her husband was talking to you. So she belittled you to her husband. It's sad that her husband defended you while yours didn't. Your husband allowing this and chiming in is disrespectful and disgusting. Reply, also, can we just get rid of this whole work wife, work husband crap? OP replies, to be honest, I didn't know that work wife was a thing until she told me that she was.
Ooh, learned about that phrase that's already like kind of problematic in a lot of relationships. Learned that from this work wife.
Comment 2, she must announce at work that too. She does not get to mark her territory. I would straight up call HR on her. OP replies, yes, it was at the Christmas party last year and I met her for the first time. My husband introduced me to his colleague and she introduced herself as work wife and everyone laughed. They later explained that they get along very well at work. I kind of knew that my husband got along with his coworker and wasn't bothered at all. And we got a freaking update. You think they're screwing?
I don't know if they are, but I think she's definitely trying to. This work wife.
This is what I see. Work wife's trying to get with your husband. But your husband is so infatuated by his work that that's all he talks about. And he's not picking up on any of these hints.
I could see that happening. That's what I'm thinking too. She's trying so hard to get his attention and it's not working. He's a man in love.
He's probably so about his job. No one else in his life has ever like had this kind of passion. And he's like, wow, it's just crazy how you like what I do too.
Yeah, maybe.
But back to the update. Sorry I didn't come back earlier to make an update. I was mentally exhausted and, of course, busy discussing Kim K. Anyways, I want to apologize for not answering your messages. I've talked to my husband. I just told him that I have talked to my work's wife, boyfriend, and showed him the messages I was sent. My husband asked why her boyfriend was spying on his girlfriend, and I told him that it was because he didn't like the way things went down on the trip. I told him how I was too. I told him how I agreed and was very uncomfortable. He was very confused and told me that work wife obviously was jealous and that I shouldn't care about her. I told him that she didn't bother me as much as the fact that you were fine / amused by her attempts to bring me down the entire time. So much, in fact, her boyfriend was so uncomfortable that he went through her phone. I also asked him why he was letting her trash talk me in their text. Again, he insisted that he just felt that she was petty and jealous and didn't want to stoop to her level. He said I did the same thing when I ignored her rudeness, and he thought that that was the classy thing to do. I don't know, stand up for your wife is the classic thing to do.
I think that's very classy. Instead of just ignoring it. Yeah, like just saying, ha ha ha, I love her. She's like, no, but she's stupid. You have to be like, bro, what the heck? Why are you calling my wife stupid right now?
I asked him why she was doing this. Was there anything between them? And to please tell me now before things got more complicated. He said, of course not. And if there was something from her end, then that probably wasn't his problem because he loved me and so on and so forth. I asked him about him loving her brain, and he said it was strictly about something work-related and offered to show me the conversation. The next day, I was still brooding, so he came to me, kissed me, and apologized, and told me that I was right and that he was being stupid, but that he never thought about it as disrespect, but some female's jealousy that he thought was pitiful and beneath him. He promised to do better. I told him that if somebody was trash talking you like this in front of me, no matter how petty their reasonings were or how pathetic I thought they were, I would have hated them and never wanted them in my life. Unfortunately, I started crying then, and he told me that he was so sorry, and that was on Sunday. Yesterday, the boyfriend called me and we talked. We had decided to talk after confronting our significant others. Their conversation was worse, and work wife admitted to her boyfriend that she had feelings for my husband and that she suspected that my husband had feelings for her too. And they kissed at the work party over the summer. I will say that was really smart of her being like, hey, let me know right now if there's anything else before things get more complicated. Because girl was about to make things complicated. She was like, I have a plan. I'm going to go and check my sources. I'm going to go cite my things. Now, two things. One, she's either lying or the coworker's telling her the truth. Do you think she would lie to get at her significant other?
I don't think she would lie because it would put her in more trouble. But I think it's possible that the boyfriend could lie and want to end that relationship or something like that because he's probably mad at OP's husband. It's far-fetched. It might not happen. I think it's more plausible than this work wife.
Why have a nerd of a wife when I'm going to have a hot Kim K wife?
There you go.
I showed my husband the screenshot when he got home. He started to freak out telling me that, yes, she did kiss him and he rebuffed her and told her he wasn't interested. That was when she got nastier towards me. So you knew she had a thing for you? He said yes. I asked him to show me his phone and he had deleted his conversation with her. He said it was because he was embarrassed. He didn't tell me when the kiss happened and now he was afraid I would think it was more than that than what it was. And if you want more of what this is right now, go to your favorite podcast platform, search OK Storytime, and you can get crazy stories just like these on there. I was not expecting that. I thought we were in the clear.
I do kind of believe him, though. I'm not going to lie. It makes sense that he was embarrassed. If he didn't, delete it right in front of her, then it's like, okay.
Also, might not be picking up on social cues very well. That's what I'm thinking. Because get mad at me, I don't care. Dude was really into his work. Would only talk about his work with her. Didn't really pick up on the part that she was flirting with him. And whenever this happened, he didn't know how to do it. And he also didn't know how to confront being jealous of his wife.
I think he's doing the best that he can. I think it's understandable that he would delete the text after his whole thing with his wife after just being this is gross. This is disgusting. I feel so bad that it hurt her this way or something like that. Again, I think if he did it right before, then it would be very suspicious. He definitely should have told her that if there was already this uncomfortable stuff with them talking a little too much or the work wife being a little weird and then the kiss happens, I feel like that's something that you got to tell your person. Be like, sorry, she called herself my wife.
Because if someone kissed me and I wasn't interested and they forced herself on me, I'd be like, babe, I just want you to know this girl just tried to kiss me.
Exactly. Because then when you keep it a secret, then it just grows worse and worse and worse.
I asked him to move out and he is currently at his mother's. He keeps saying that there was nothing between them, that he loves me and would never cheat on me, that he will make her come clean to me, that he will quit his job and never see her again. I am so heartbroken right now. And all I want is to cry. Thank you for listening. I need this. And edit, maybe I should have mentioned that he also proved to me that it was she who came onto him because it had happened in the office cafeteria and there are surveillance cameras and that he could request the clip from that day. I don't know why I didn't include it. Maybe because who kissed who doesn't really change how I feel about this whole ordeal. And that is it.
Wow. Do you believe him?
Off the text alone, I'd need more body language and see how he reacts to things. I want to say I'm on the no area. If I'm on the fence and I had to pick a side to be on the fence, I'll be like, no, I don't believe him. Everything he said is very compelling. It's easy to believe that. From the text alone, I believe him. But if I had more body language and go off of, I don't believe him.
I'm going to go the I believe him route. I think it's the kind of thing that it's going to be hard either way. It's probably the kind of thing where it's listen, you're probably right. I don't know how to feel about it right now because it's so emotional and so surprising. I'll just need time to deal with it, to deal with these emotions. before I can like forgive you or something. Because that is a big thing. It's like I would believe him, but I wouldn't forgive him because of that. But that's the end of the story, right?
Yep, and there's no more to think about this.